Is being a podcast guest really worthwhile? Can you really convert it into the number one traffic source for growing your business? Great question. I'm Angel Tuccy. I run the Need a Guest Facebook community where we help guests find hosts and hosts find guests. It's an incredible networking group that I started back in 2020 as an answer to when people were coming to me saying, Angel, I need a guest. I'm hosting a virtual summit. I've got a podcast. I have a morning show. I need a guest. And because of my background in broadcasting and traveling as a speaker and being connected to hundreds of event hosts and speakers and entrepreneurs, authors, and coaches, I just had a great network and it was easy for me to play media matchmaker. But I have an even better resource for you now, right? We have the Need a Guest community where every day there are hundreds of podcast opportunities for you to get booked on. This isn't cold outreach, this is warm outreach, which means you are responding to a request for a guest. It's very different than a cold pitch, right? Where you're, seeking out lists and seeking out, people that are doing things, right? And you're reaching out to them cold, saying, "Hey, if you ever need a guest, I could be, your expert." This is instead, we call it warm outreach because you're actually responding to somebody saying, "Hey, I need a guest who fits this criteria." And you're like, "Hey, that's me. That's the criteria that I can fill." So we call it warm outreach. So we built up this incredible network, this incredible community, Need a Guest, where you can just for free go and network and connect directly with hosts who are looking for guests just like you. And you can do that every single day. We've also got the book Amplify Your Reach, where we walk you through how to use podcast guesting in order to grow your business as the number one traffic source for growing your business. And really, it's based on hundreds and hundreds of entrepreneurs who are doing exactly that. They have thrown spaghetti at the wall. They've tried all the different things. They're out there speaking, which speaking is great and it monetizes and it converts. It's just incredibly distracting, right? Anytime I would travel, I would spend 1 to 3 days to get on an airplane, travel, go, right? It's incredibly distracting. And just like social media ads and speaking, once you're done, it like disappears quickly and it's over. Whereas with podcast guesting, it sticks around, right? Somebody can listen to your interview next week, next month, next year. You're always bringing in new listeners. It's always out there getting more traction. And so when we are leveraging and we're thinking about like, I want to be a guest, how often should I be a guest? How do I monetize that? We have this free community for you. We have this incredible book that walks you through all the processes. But really, what I want you to think about is the benefits of being a podcast guest. Number one, you are in demand. The audience is seeking out your content. They're interested in your topic. They come for the content, they come for the topic, but they stay for you. So number one, it's in demand. You're not going out and talking about dogs, right? To a bunch of cat lovers, right? You're in front of cat lovers or you're in front of a bunch of dog lovers talking about dogs. So you are in demand, they're already interested. And so the impact is quicker, right? We're not having to convince them that dogs are awesome, right? They're already bought in. So getting in front of and being in demand. The second thing is the deep connection that you get to make in a long form conversation, right? Much better than just going through the scroll, right? We have all the scroll. They're just kind of doing their little thing, going through the scroll on social media. No, they're listening in their earbuds deeply, right? They're connecting with you, your voice, your cadence, your values, your communication style. Right? You're building up this trust factor with them, creating excitement and energy, and you're giving them solutions. You're walking that walk with them. So the trust and the connection that happens on a podcast interview as a guest only can happen in this type of platform, not on social media ads, right? Not in having to post multiple times, on your social post and videos and all of that. Yeah, they can go and listen to you and go find you on your platform, but really, we want them to find you where they are, right? On podcasts they're already listening to. And you get to come in as that expert, right? That's being introduced as the expert. And especially if you have the book, right? So not only do we have the expert on how to use podcasts to grow your business, She wrote the book on it, right? So if you are an author and you've written the book on it, getting in front of your on-demand audience, right? Every single week, 2 interviews a week puts you in front of 50 audiences over the course of 6 months. And it's a game changer. So first of all, we're in demand. Second of all, we're deeply connecting and creating incredible trust with the audience. And third, the leads, right, that we can generate from the audience. It's one to many. We're speaking one to many, and we can attract that audience back to our sales castle, right? Back to our funnel, back to following us, where we can nurture them, build that relationship, and convert them into clients later on down the road. It's not an immediate they're going to buy from you during the podcast interview. The only thing we're selling is your freebie, right? Come get my free, join my free community, get my free resource, something that they are clamoring, right? They would climb over chairs to get that free resource. And the only way they're going to get it is by opting into your email and on your lead magnet. So it converts. It converts over time. It converts steadily. And the if you're a guest on 50 podcasts, think about this over the next 6 months, the SEO, like the search engine, when somebody Googles you, you're showing up everywhere. These podcast interviews are dropping every week. You, as the expert guest on stage being interviewed, you're elevated. The credibility that comes from that. There's nothing else, right? Like you can post on your stuff, on your site, but being interviewed on somebody else's platform elevates you and creates that credibility that only being an interview guest can create. And so to wrap it all up, right, if we're going to be a guest, make sure that you're a guest on 2 interviews every week. Make sure that you've got a call to action that is a lead magnet that gets them to opt in so that you're building your email list. And then make sure that you are connecting with them every single week and encouraging them to buy something from you, right? To buy your program, to enroll in your courses, to buy your books. And if you do that consistently, right, every single week, 2 interviews a week, I book, 2 interviews a week, I record, 2 sales calls I book, 2 sales calls like it just, you get into this rhythm and this cadence. Most entrepreneurs really struggle with the consistency. It's up, it's down, right? I did event and so I'm doing money and now I'm nothing. It's the inconsistency. In Media Firestorm, we eliminate the inconsistency because it's steady. 2 interviews a week, 2 interviews a week, 2 interviews a week. You're recording 2 interviews a week. You're booking 2 interviews a week. You're booking 2 sales calls a week. You're enrolling 2 clients a week. Like you are getting yourself just in a real steady, consistent, momentum, right? That grows your business. And nothing is more exciting for an entrepreneur than enrolling a new client, right? And if you had a system that ensured visibility, ensured booking sales calls, ensured lead generation, right? Ensured like all of these things, that's what we're out chasing as the holy grail, right? How do I get in front of more people? Podcast interviews. How do I get more people to buy my stuff? Get them on your email list, have them book sales calls, right? Like it's not rocket science, but we're out there chasing and trying to come up with like, how do I do this? How do I do it consistently? That's the beauty of that we teach in Media Firestorm. And you can do it too. Go and get booked, right? Build yourself a community of podcast hosts. Get in front of a community, be in front of people who are looking for guests. Get booked consistently. Volume matters when it comes to visibility for your business, your brand, and for enrolling clients, right? Out of sight, out of mind. It's why you post every day on social media. You don't want them to forget about you. Being a guest on 2 podcasts a week replaces all that hustle, right, of trying to be in front of the social media crowd to get clients. Instead, go where there's the demand, connect deeply in this long form podcast interview, and lead them into an email opt in where you can connect with them every day through emails. If you want our help with that, follow us at needagest.com. If you want to read about it, right, go and grab a copy of the book, Amplify Your Reach. And if you just want to get booked today on a podcast and connect with a host who's looking for a guest just like you, go to needagest.com and plug in because we've got them there. The world needs your story. Right now, somebody is looking for you. They're looking for your content. And all we have to do is make sure that you're getting booked twice a week. Cheers.